Good evening, everyone, and welcome to WellSprings. Hopefully we can inspire you today, warm you up a little bit with hugs and goodwill. Please take a seat if you're joining us in Bell Hall. We're going to get started in just a moment. My name is Julie, my pronouns are she and her, and we're going to start today with singing. So please rise, whether in body or in spirit, and sing along.
Something's happening here. What is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I've got to beware. I think it's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. I think it's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and carrying signs, mostly saying hooray for our side. It's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Strikes deep into your life, it will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, the man comes and takes you away. I think it's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
All right, please take a seat. We're debuting a new one, and if you listen to the radio at all, you've heard this one. It's the new one by Louis Capaldi.
How long till it feels like the wound's finally starting to heal? How long till it feels like I'm more than a spoke in a wheel? Most nights I fear that I'm not enough. I've had my share of Monday mornings when I can't get up, when hope is lost and I've come undone. I swear to God I'll survive. If it kills me too, I'm gonna get up and try. If it's the last thing I do, I still got something to give. Though it hurts sometimes, I'm gonna get up and live until the day that I die. get up and try. If it's the last thing I do, I've still got something to give. Though it hurts sometimes, I'm gonna get up and live until the day that I die. I swear to God I'll survive.
Please rise, whether in body or in spirit, and join us on this old familiar one.
People keep on learning. Soldiers keep on warring. World keep on turning. 'Cause it won't be too long. Powers keep on lying. While you people keep on dying. World keep on turning. 'Cause it won't be too long. All right, everybody together now. So darn glad I let me try it again. 'Cause my last time on earth I lived a whole world of sin. So glad that I know more than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach the highest ground. Teachers, what do they do now? Keep on teaching. Preachers, keep on preaching. World, keep on turning. 'Cause it won't be too long. Lovers, keep on loving. Believers, keep on believing. Sleepers, just stop sleeping. 'Cause it won't be too long. So darn glad they let me try it again. It's my last time on earth I lived a whole world of sin. So glad that I know more than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach the highest ground. Till I reach the highest ground. No one's gonna bring me down. Till I reach the highest ground.
Welcome to WellSprings. I'm going to have a shadow with me today. I told her not to bother me, or, well, not bother me, but interrupt, so she's just going to stand there. So, welcome to WellSprings, both to those here in Bell Hall and to everyone joining us online. My name is Joelle. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm honored and blessed to be leading our worship service today. Each week when we gather, we light a chalice as a symbol of our shared spiritual heritage as Unitarian Universalists. It is not just a symbol of what is past, but of what is present, that divine spark, that inner light that shines at the heart of each of our lives. As we light this chalice, may we share our light with each other and with the world. Today, we've asked Phil and Caitlin, did I say that? Yeah. Thank you. To light our chalice. After they've done so, we'll say the words on the screen together. We light this chalice to celebrate the path lit before us, the warmth of kindness that shines from within us, and the radiance of wisdom that's shared between us and never goes out. Thank you. Good morning. Our mission here at WellSprings is to be a community charged full with the charge of the soul. So before I get into what I formally wrote on paper, I was supposed to speak to you all 2 weeks ago, and it was actually a much rougher week. So I was going to have a much harder time to think of something positive to say, so I'm happy, selfishly, of the switch. But this week, like so many weeks lately, has felt heavy. There's been so much noise, so much anger, and so much fear, especially around immigration and the violence and crackdowns we are seeing. As someone who is an immigrant, who trains immigrants, and cares for immigrants, I feel that deeply. And yet, in the middle of it all, I also find myself profoundly grateful. Grateful for my family, grateful for this community, grateful for the work that I get to do every day, grateful that I have, a shadow. I've been wrestling with something, though, and I have to admit, not to put you on the spot, but Chris, your email kind of triggered this for me. There was this quiet guilt that always whispers to me that you're not doing enough. That if I'm not physically present at a protest or a rally, that I'm somehow failing. But then I got the email with all the other ways that I could consider of how I can support and show up in ways that I feel comfortable and in ways that I'm able to do, given my profession and limitations there. But I've come to understand that protest is not a single act. It's not just showing up in one visible way. Protest can be donations, it can be educating others, it can be choosing where we spend our money and where we don't. It can be the daily work we do with integrity. For me, it's teaching, mentoring, caring for patients, and trying to build systems that are just. I may not always be able to show up in person, but I can show up consistently in my own life, and sometimes that's enough. So my final thoughts this week. We can hold both gratitude and grief at the same time. We can be aware of the brokenness around us and still claim the goodness within us. Doing what we can faithfully, imperfectly, steadily matters. And that is something I am grateful for. This morning, I'd like to especially welcome any newcomers. I'm not here as often as I'd like, so many of you appear somewhat newcomers to me. If this is your first or second time with us, we are so glad that you're here. Our belonging team is here to help you feel at home, and you can look for anyone wearing a yellow ribbon. There they are. If you'd like to learn more about WellSprings or take your next step in our community, they can also help direct you to the bathrooms. We have both gendered and gender-neutral bathrooms available. We also have a virtual connection card available for you to let us know who you are and how to keep in touch with us. Anywhere in the room that you see a QR code is a link to the online connection card. And if you're watching from home, there's a link to the card in the description below the video. If you would like to interact with folks who are joining online this morning, there is a live chat available on YouTube. You'll need a YouTube or Google account to sign in, and then just click on the live chat button to say hello. Finally, you can always find more information about today's service, as well as the upcoming events and news, by scanning our QR code available on the welcome table. Is it there? It's there. Just by the front doors as you walk into Bell Hall. Do I say this part? Is Beth still here? And now for our announcements for this week, I'll turn it over to our community engagement coordinator, Beth Trandle. I clearly prepared so well. I'm sorry. Okay.
Hi, my name is Wes Trandle.
And I'm Beth Trandle, and we're here with your announcements for today.
Over here, you'll find a QR code that you can scan at any point during these announcements today.
After service will be our rescheduled small groups relaunch team meeting. If you're interested, you can head across the lawn to the Gresh Hall Library, where you can feel free to take part of that meeting. Our Justice Works team has a lot of great new action items that they're working on to help our immigrant neighbors in our area. One of these things will be a petition that you can sign after service. If you're interested in signing the petition, you can find it on the back of Bell Hall in the piano area, or if you can't find it, you can reach out to Carol Breslin and she'll be able to direct you. Heartworks is teaming up with the Coatesville Police Department to collect small stuffies and lap blankets to have on hand for any children who may end up in the police station. If you have any of the items, you can feel free to bring them to the Heartworks table in Bell Hall on any coming Sunday. Today's snack is provided by
Julie.
Thank you, Julie. That's all for today. Have a great day, everyone.
At WellSprings, the foundation of all that we do is rooted in the power of connection, of making spaces in our hearts and in our lives for each other. This is the part of our service where we honor the connection by greeting one another. We recognize our community's presence well beyond these walls, so feel free to take a moment now to connect and share a greeting in the live chat, or maybe to say hello in WellSprings Oasis, our private group on Facebook. For those here in Bell Hall, a reminder, please ask before hugging or approaching closely, and if you prefer to keep distance from others for any reason, just stay seated. That'll be our cue to give you a friendly wave from afar. With gratitude for all the ways we might connect, please greet one another now. Thank you for those warm greetings. Those here in Bell Hall are invited to continue your conversations over a snack right here after the service. I invite you now into our time of generosity, an opportunity to express our gratitude for and commitment to the ways the spiritual community has an impact on all our lives. We sustain WellSprings now and into the future through our contributions. If you'd like, you can use your phone to give from anywhere. Just text WellSprings to 73256. It's all convenient to automate your giving on Realm. Our belonging team will be bringing hats around for those who wish to donate by hand. You can also drop a check or a cash donation into the box near the front doors. I think that's also over there. Thank you for all the ways your gifts support WellSprings. Our offering will now be gratefully received. Having shared energy between us and giving beyond us, let's take some time now to reground into the deep and soulful energy that's within. We do this by doing what is most simple and elemental in our lives. We take a breath, inhaling and exhaling without rush or hurry, breathing in and breathing out. There's nowhere else to go, nowhere else to be. Let us cultivate peace and experience presence together. As we move into our time of mindful silence, we follow these words from Thich Nhat Hanh. If we want to enter heaven on earth, we need only one conscious step and one conscious breath. Wherever it is that we are, whatever it is that we are doing, however it is that we are feeling, let us remember that peace and presence are always as close to us as is our own breath. May this be so for us this moment, may it be so for us this day, and may it be so for us in the days to come. And now I'd like to invite all our congregation's children to join our staff and volunteers in the back of the room for this time of fellowship and Youth Spirit. Youth Spirit is going to be meeting in Gresh, and grown-ups, please pick up your children from Youth Spirit after the service is over. And now let's join the band in our next song.
You can stay seated for this one.
Yeah, why not?
Let's be more kind.
History's been leaning on me lately. I can feel the future breathing down my neck. And all the things I thought were true when I was young and you were too turned out to be broken. I don't know what comes next in a world that has decided that it's going to lose its mind. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind. I've started building walls around the world now. before you go out searching. Don't decide what you will find. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind. You should know you're not alone. Trouble comes and trouble goes. How this ends, no one knows. So hold on tight when the wind blows. The wind blew both of us to sand and sea. Where the dry land stands, it's hard to say. As current drags us by the shore, we can no longer say for sure who's drowning, or if they can be saved. So when you're out there floundering like a lighthouse, I will shine. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind. Like a beacon reaching out to you and yours from me in mind. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind. In a world that has decided that it's going to lose its mind. Be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind.
Be soft. Do not let the world make you hard. Do not let pain make you hate. Do not let bitterness steal your sweetness. Take pride that even though the rest of the world may disagree, you still believe it to be a beautiful place. Now, I'm not sure who wrote that, because when I looked it up, like on my wall in my studio, I have this quote, and I have it as Kurt Vonnegut. And I looked it up, and I found that it's either the poet Ian Thomas or it's Kurt Vonnegut, because both are all over the internet. So if you go to look it up and you see one or the other, you'll know one of them is the author of that. So some years ago, I was out with a friend. We're having a nice time, and in the middle of our dinner, she looked at me and just casually said, "I hate rich people." I was like, what? And she said it again, "I hate rich people." I was taken aback. Now, I was like, what rich people? Huh? How do you know their income? I mean, I don't get it. And I couldn't understand how this could be, because she was kind of a hippie and presented as this spiritual rainbow and unicorns and puppy dogs, you know. And I was also younger and less developed, and I have this thing that I want everyone to like me. So I didn't say anything, but she went on to explain that all rich people were the cause of her problems. And finally, I mustered up the courage to say, "I'm sorry, but I disagree with you. Do you even know anyone who's rich? And do you know anyone personally? I do, and I think that you're wrong." This was not the first time I've heard something like this. And it's always been curious to me that people feel comfortable enough to tell me who they hate. At one of my big Christmas parties in 2016, 2017, one of my neighbors, again, someone who I am at the opposite ends of the political spectrum from. In fact, I was at his birthday yesterday, and he is, let's just say we're different. And he said, I went around and asked everyone at your party, and they say that you all agree with them. And I'm like, what? How is that even possible? And I think he was pulling my leg for some reason. But I will say that one of the ways I have historically dealt with having an enemy is trying not to be disagreeable. Now, most of you who know me personally know that I can be very argumentative. If someone says it's blue, I say, oh, no, it looks like it's teal. So I am a very opinionated person, but at the same time, there's some lessons that I learned early in life. And the word enemy, it feels sharp. It feels old. It feels like something we're supposed to have outgrown, like fights on the playground or in the sandbox or being hung out a window in 9th grade that happened to a friend of mine because he was my friend, or being called the N-word. And yet, here we are, living in a world that feels increasingly divided, living in families where we don't agree, living in a nation where the word enemy is casually, loudly, and often with certainty used. So today, I'm going to ask a question. What does it mean to have an enemy without becoming one ourselves? Not how to destroy an enemy, not how to defeat an enemy, but how to have one. And whether you like it or not, most of us already do. I've been interested in people and the world since I was a little kid. Not just people who look like me, but anyone, or should I say everyone, I found some kind of fascination with. But I didn't really truly ever understand how or why that would cause a reaction in others. When I was in 4th grade at St. Francis de Sales Catholic School in West Philly, I remember one day at recess, a group of 4 or 5 black kids confronted me and told me I was not allowed to, under any circumstances, to continue hanging out with the white kids in the school. And then they kneed me in the groin, kicked me and kneed me, and I fell over. This reaction would follow me into adulthood. Somebody would immediately become my enemy because they didn't like who I was friends with, or whether the person was gay, disabled, white, black, whatever. Somebody wanted to cause me physical harm, or the person I was with, because who I chose to be friends with or who I cared about challenged something in them that they couldn't hold back. Now, as you can imagine, I didn't give in, but I also didn't give them the satisfaction of fighting back or hating them. I just kept on being me, despite the threat and intimidation. Now, I don't think this makes me brave or special. I just didn't know any other way to be. There was just nothing that I knew how to do to change that. It didn't make sense to me, and I didn't know how to do it. How do I stop being friends with someone I'm friends with? Enemies are often people who touch something tender in us. They threaten our sense of safety. They challenge our identity. They remind us of a wound we didn't know was still open. And when that happens, something very human kicks in. We simplify, we flatten, we turn a complicated person into a symbol. And that usually is the moment when they become our enemy. I repeat, Be soft. Don't let the world make you hard. Don't let pain make you hate. Don't let bitterness steal your sweetness. Take pride that even though the rest of the world may disagree with you, you still believe it to be a beautiful place. So how do we have an enemy? As a person of color, different, I've lived with this my whole life. For no other reason than just existing, just being. And here's the thing, whenever I go out, because of who I want to be, I work to be open and to be welcoming. But I also know that there are some of those out there who already hate me as soon as I walk in the room. And I don't know who they are. They are my enemy and I can't tell. I mean, there are times when someone shakes my hand and then I can see them wipe their hand on their pants, or where they're a little bit standoffish or something, and I don't know what that means. I mean, maybe they're germphobic, or maybe they're my enemy. And I work to not be reactive to that. It's taken a lot of work, but I challenge myself to not be reactive, because that's not who I want to be. But I have to say one thing, that at 62 years old, I still have trouble with the fact that anytime I want to go somewhere or someplace different, I have to check somehow to see if I'll be safe or what I might run into there. That I think to myself sometimes, what must it be like to be able to just go and not even have to think about or be aware that there's someone out there that wants to hurt you? Oh, how that has changed for so many. We all have to be aware now that someone may want to hurt us for who we love, or who we care about, or what we believe. So, if you think you don't have an experience dealing with enemy, I think you do, and I believe we all have this experience with dealing with an enemy. The one enemy that I think I have the most experience with is the enemy within me, a part of myself that causes me harm. My codependency, my addiction to food, my insecurities, they're all enemies, and they're enemies I can't get away from. They're me. And there's also the me I used to be as I grow into the me I'm becoming. And no matter how many times I run into the other room, there I am. So I can't get away from that. So there's only one answer in how to deal with the enemy, with an enemy. And it's the answer that is old and seems so simple. It's love. We talk about it all the time, learning to love oneself, learning to love our enemies. It's a foundation of so many spiritual practices. But compassion does not mean denial. If someone has caused you harm, to you, to others, to the vulnerable, it must be named. Clear naming it is not cruelty, it's accountability. Enemies often thrive on vagueness. Justice requires clarity. Refuse to collapse a person into their worst act. It means resisting the temptation to reduce a whole human's life to a single story. Your enemy is a mirror. They show you where your fear lives, they show you what you're protecting, and they show you where your boundaries are weak or rigid. Choose your distance intentionally. Love does not require proximity. Sometimes the most ethical choice is distance. Boundaries are not punishment, but they are protection. You can say, I will not engage, I will not argue, I will not center this person in my life. Letting go of constant engagement. It's not surrender, it's wisdom. Refuse to let hatred be your legacy. Here's the question that most matters. Who are you becoming in response to your enemy? Are you becoming smaller or harder or more cynical? Are you becoming clearer or braver? More rooted in your values? Your enemy doesn't deserve the power to shape your spirit. In a word about love, all we need is love. I think, John Lennon said that. But love is not always warm. It's not always soft. It's not always forgiving. Sometimes love looks like resistance. Sometimes it looks like saying no. And sometimes it looks like standing your ground. And as the theologian Cornel West reminds us, justice is what love looks like in public. And justice doesn't require we like everyone. It requires that we remain human, especially when it's hardest. So maybe the goal is not to eliminate our enemies. Maybe the goal is to outgrow the need to destroy them. To meet the conflict with courage, to meet harm with clarity, and to meet fear with integrity. So may we be the people to speak truth without clarity, without cruelty, speak truth without cruelty, protect the vulnerable without becoming callous, and stand firm without losing our conviction. Wow, this is probably the shortest message I've ever done. This is also one of the hardest. This was so hard to write because, like all of you, it is very hard in the space that we're in and that I've been in to constantly remind myself that who I want to be in the world is someone who is loving in the face of all of the challenges that we face. Now, a little story I'll jump because I'm going so quickly through this. A week and a half ago. No, actually, that was probably Tuesday night. I was pulling out of my parking lot, and there was a head-on collision in front of my house. And the woman got out of the car. She was talking on the phone to someone, and she fell to the ground. She was 2 cars in front of me. I was already on the phone with 911, and the cars were just driving by her, not stopping. It was freezing cold, and she's lying on the ground. And I got out of the car and I started screaming at all these cars to stop. Nobody was paying any attention to me. And I just felt right at that moment, I hate people. I really, really hate people. And then I had to check myself and realize, well, I'm on the phone to 911. And the woman in front of me got out of her car and she went over and helped the woman to the side. And then someone else came in and helped. And I said, okay, I don't hate all people. All right. This is good. And I have to keep reminding myself that. So this past week, and this is going to, see if I can do this without completely falling apart. We'll see. This past week, I'm sitting in my studio at Thursday after teaching some students, and I was working on something, and started watching, going through the Facebook Reels or something, and this clip came up. And I'm going to, if you can play the clip, but play it quietly under me a little bit, because, so this clip, it's going to start.
Under the first hotel, it's this Marriott downtown where ICE agents are staying.
I burst into tears as soon as I saw this clip.
Sing them.
Not because of sadness, but I could feel the physical manifestation of that love that I'm talking about coming through the computer. That all of those people who probably have no relation to anyone who's being attacked or who's being pulled out of their cars or out of their homes, a little kid, but they're standing there And they're not screaming at the Ice Ages, they're not yelling, they're just singing. And it touched my heart. I don't even know how to put it into words. It just hits me. So as the music in the background plays, I'm going to ask the band to come back up so we can do our last song. And I'm going to repeat over this music.
High five.
Be soft. Don't let the world make you hard. Don't let pain make you hate. Don't let bitterness steal your sweetness. Take pride that even though the rest of the world may disagree with you, you still believe it to be a beautiful place. Thanks. Amen.
Please rise, whether in body or in spirit, and join us in our final song today.
You can play the game, you can act out the part, even though it wasn't written for you. Tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing leads to another, it doesn't take any sacrifice. Father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Do as I say. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. What you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Did you tell somebody the way that you feel? You can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. That it makes
Shower the
sometimes.
people you love with love.
Show them the way that you feel.
Shower the people you love with love.
Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel.
So may all of us find the strength to stand in our values and in love. And as we release this flame from his service today, we're going to say the words on the screen. And we say, release this flame from its fateful service today. We allow the spark in each of us to burn on, to warm our compassion, to fire our delight, to light the path today, tomorrow, and always. And again, may we find the strength to stand in our values and do what we need to do with those who are the enemies in our life. Amen. All right, let's take them out.